Okay, I'm about to make apple pie bars. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 cups of flour to my bowl. Two cups of flour to my bowl. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Half a cup of sugar. Then I'm going to incorporate all my ingredients, all my dry ingredients. Then I'm going to add 2 sticks of melted butter to my ingredients. Gradually, not too quick though. And I'm going to mix this in until a dough forms, a thick dough. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Two teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then I'm going to incorporate that into my dough. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dough and I'm going to put it into my baking pan. So I'm going to roll up my dough. Roll it up nice. And I'm going to spread it evenly across my baking pan. I'm going to use my fingers just to spread it as evenly as possible. Across my baking pan. I'll round out the corners and spread it as evenly as I possibly can. I should have put a little bit of vegetable shortening. Make sure you spread a little bit of vegetable shortening at the bottom of the pan before you do this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in my oven and I'm gonna bake it for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a third of a cup of rolled oats. Yep, a third of a cup of rolled oats. Old-fashioned oatmeal, rolled oats. Then I'm gonna add a third of a cup of brown sugar. Third of a cup of light brown sugar. Then I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Yeah, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. One-fourth of a cup of all-purpose flour. So now I'm going to add I'm going to take half of a stick of frozen butter. Which is about 4 tablespoons. Half of a stick of butter. I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to cut my butter in fine pieces. Small as I can possibly get them. Then I'm going to put my butter into my oats, my rolled oats. And then I'm going to take a pastry cutter and I'm going to turn these into streusel. Use my pastry cutter to turn this into streusel. And once I have all my butter incorporated, then I can take my apples and add that. I can take my crust out of the oven and then add my apples and then put my strudel on top of that. And as you can see, this is strudel. This is perfectly incorporated. Yep, this is perfectly incorporated. Okay, so I let my crust cook for 15 minutes. So I'm going to take it out of the oven. I'm going to take it out of the oven. That's how it should look after baking for 15 minutes. And now I'm going to add my apple filling to it. There's a separate video for this on how to make the apple filling. But again, I'm just going to spread my apple filling evenly. Spread my apple filling evenly. Spread my apple filling. And now I'm going to spread my strudel evenly. See, I'm spreading that evenly across. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to bake it on 350 degrees for about 25 minutes to a half an hour. And then when I get done with it, I'm gonna pour my homemade caramel over it. This is my caramel. And that's your apple pie, buyers. That's what you want.